Like this whole journey for me is me chasing this memory of my grandfather. It's the most dangerous hunt in the world. I immediately thought, I've got to go do this with Drew.
You know, ever since we were teenagers, we would go on adventures.
We're going to go on the adventure. We'll figure out how to get to Alaska.
And he said, we're going to go hunt King Eider. This is like the hardest duck to harvest.
There's this song that my brother sang. It keeps coming to my head. It's called Dragons.
The song I wrote about our grandfather.
You know, I thought about the story even after being on the hunt. Like, man, this is going to be called Dragons, Ghosts, and Kings. You know, hunting has always been the thing that I loved most, and it was, my grandfather passed away when I was 16. He lived down the street from me. He was a general surgeon, but he did taxidermy, and he killed and mounted a full North American game bird collection, and he hunted with guys like Nash Buckingham and hunted all over the world. He lived in Africa at one point, and a lot of these mounts and memories are things from him. He was just a guy full of adventure.
Lived a big life, lived an adventurous life, a life that for the imagination of a kid was more than you could even contain.
He just had a fervent love for the outdoors, but also for the game. And I think that what he passed down was these guys all have an honor toward the sport of hunting.
Green Chevy gave me the love to duck hunt. Like, I feel like he instilled that in all of us, but Pat's really the guy that like really taught me how to do it. How to do it, yeah.
Met him in 71. So one afternoon, I just drove over there, parked out on the street, walked up, knocked on the door. Doc comes walking in, and I introduced myself, and I said, I hear you got some ducks mounted. I'd like to see them. He showed me this and showed me that. And it's like, well, come on over Thursday evening, we'll mount a bird. And that's when I saw my first emperor goose. And I thought, praise God, all that's holy, look at this thing. I mean, I don't know if you call it whatever you want, match made in heaven as far as I'm concerned. You know, he ended up being like a second father to me.
I've told this story about my grandfather. This is when I really fell in love with hunting. I lived down the street with him, and I'd never killed a bird. I couldn't wait to get that. I was one of the youngest cousins, one of the youngest of 28, and I wanted to be one of the men. I got a BB gun, and I shot a cardinal in my backyard. And I picked the cardinal up, and I ran as fast as I could to Grand Chevy's house. You know, like, Grand Chevy, look what I've done. He was sitting in the back doing taxidermy, and I handed him the bird, and he put his head down. He just started weeping. And I start weeping. You know, I'm 7, 8 years old and embarrassed, wondering why he's crying. He said, you know, son, he pulls me up, sits me on his lap, and he says, I haven't done a great job of explaining to you what this is all about. You know, it's not about, like, we don't shoot cardinals, and here's why we don't shoot cardinals. You know, it's not a game bird. This is a beautiful bird. And pulled out a National Geographic and started showing me all the different birds. And he said, hey, take this home and learn it. You don't need to shoot something unless you know what it is and if you're allowed to shoot it. And so that moment changed my life.
That's what Dr. Chubb was good at. He was good at explaining why you did something wrong, okay, instead of browbeating you over it,
Yeah.
all right?
Yeah.
I mean, not many people are that way.
It's like he just kind of injected life into us at a young age. And yeah, I too feel like I'm chasing his ghost.
Man, this is gonna be crazy. It's gonna take 2.5 days to get out there. There's a good chance we actually never get to get out on a boat. I mean, you're gonna spend a lot of money, and there's a good chance you come home without a bird.
St. Paul, Alaska, King Eiders, let's do it.
Be about an hour to King Salmon, and then 2 hours to St. Paul.
So we had to go back to Anchorage because these planes have 2 generators which supply all the electrical power, and one of them went out, and then it'll go over the ocean with only 1 generator. Swimming back, switch planes, and now we're getting some fuel. Gear to go.
Oh man, welcome to St. Paul. We made it. That was wild. I mean, that landing was just insane to watch.
Before the first shot breaks the silence or the wings whisper over the water, there are a few brands Field and Stream would like to pause to thank. These brands didn't just support a film, they stood behind a story about birds and places and people who shape us, a story we could only tell because they believed in it. To Winchester Firearms and Winchester Ammunition, thank you. To Shin Gear and Montana Knife Company, thank you. Your support didn't just help us make a film, it helped us honor a tradition that's been passed down for generations. Because without you, Dragons, Ghosts, and Kings would still be a memory. Now it gets to be a story we can share for generations, and for that we are grateful.
Winchester SX4 for the win here in St. Paul, Alaska. Got here by the hair of our chinny chin chin the night before we left. Big shout out to Winchester getting us taken care of. Pretty pumped about this.
You guys really have to watch your parts of the boat. These Kings can slide in out of nowhere compared to make some longer shots that you probably want. We should get some looks.
I think today might be one of our better chance days. Here we get out on the boat. Yeah. Hope we shoot straight. Drew said he wants to shoot the first bird solo. Didn't know he didn't.
The name of the game is watch your zone and stay focused. It's easy to get distracted, but if you're not watching your corner, we're gonna get. It happens every time. I warn people every time. You only get so many chances at Drake Kings. If they come within 50 yards, there's no sense in not shooting.
Last call, TSS number 5.
It was pretty magical. That first bird was a double. Drew and I doubled on that first bird. It was swinging around the back of the boat, and it was a pair. And I had called Pat Pitt before the trip, and I said, "Hey, Pat, I only get 4 kings, but I think I want to shoot a hen." He said, I would definitely shoot one hen. But your King Eider hen is one of the most gorgeous birds out there. It's cinnamon and brown. I mean, it is so good looking.
You know, I called you right before the trip started, and because I knew I wanted to shoot a hen, and you were spot on. You said, if you're going to shoot a hen, make sure it's flying with a single male, just a mature drake. Drew and I were on the back of the boat, so it was our first birds. I'm on the drake. Right as Drew pulled the trigger, he killed it. I just moved about an inch to the left and shot it. So it was so magical. Getting to do it at the same time with Drew.
Lee is swing over and get that drink real quick. Awesome. Set him in that splash well. All right, guys. You gotta get out.
I was shooting at it. Sweet. That's a good looking hen. That's a great looking hen. All right.
Awesome. First bird that comes by is like perfect broadside. But again, the boat's moving like this, and Ryan bricks it, and then I completely brick it. And we'd been out there maybe 30 minutes, and that was our first shot. So I was thinking this is going to be kind of a slow morning. And I remember just kind of staring off in the distance, and you're having all these thoughts like, am I a bad dad for being out here right now? Am I good at this? Do I like doing this? Why did I come all the way out here? And then I'll never forget these two come around the back, and Sam and I, bang, bang, double on them. And just to get all the way out there and then to have that moment and to double with your brother, there was definitely a major high five moment. Now, I will say Sam's shot was way more impressive. It was like kind of a way downtown. But I taught him how to shoot, so it's kind of like I got both of them.
Get him, boys, get him. Nice. Ooh. Man, that's a good job. That's how you come late season, they're all okay. Pretty cool. Kill him, kill him, kill him. There you go. Oh, look at that guy. That's the King Eider right there. Yeah. Woo! There you go. That might be it. Get him, get him, get him. Kill that green. Nice. Good job, baby. Let's go. There you go.
Man, 10 out of 10 days. Remember this for the rest of my life. How many did we get?
We got 9.
9 birds, 8 drakes. Real nice hand. That was a great day. Yeah, fun shooting.
I'm like nervous bagging him up. It's hilarious.
Yeah, right.
My heart has just not settled down since we got off the boat. I felt really peaceful out there on the boat. Like jacked up peaceful. We did it. Sure, you told me this time yesterday, like, hey, y'all are gonna have 9 King Eiders. But this time tomorrow, I've been like, no way. Getting our waders prepared, put them to the ultimate test. These things are incredible. We're heading out to the island, it looks like. Maybe, Jeff, maybe get to the island, we think?
See what happens.
See what happens.
Look at
First shell and shoot Winchester if you're in Alaska.
Weather-wise? Yeah, I agree.
So the next morning we were basically waiting on the weather, and he said, hey, I think the weather's good enough. And we had this boat ride of a lifetime. I mean, you felt like you were Navy SEALs. I mean, I got to sit on the front of the center console, and it's this like a big rubber Navy SEAL type boat, and I felt like I was riding a bull. Just you come up over these crests, feel like you're at the top of a mountain, and then all of a sudden you look down, and you ride back down this huge swell. It was just the most surreal experience. 15 minutes into the boat ride, all of a sudden you could tell, like, oh, this is different. The birds that were flying, the King Eiders, we saw a lot of King Eiders. I didn't know we were even like ready to shoot, and that for me was like, okay, we're gonna get I'm gonna knock out 2 more species today.
Man, Harley? Drake King.
So the second day we went out and went to a different spot that was pretty far away, a really cool spot. That's where we got the Harleys and the longtails and finished off our Eiders. Ryan shot a longtailed, Drew shoots one, Ryan shoots a Harlequin. Jeff said, you know, guys, it's about time. We got about, I think he said we got about 5 more minutes. All of a sudden, right side of the boat, he's like, "Old squall, old squall." Just kind of turns right there, and I knew that everybody else was ready. And I got they gave me the first shot, folded it right there, and that was surreal. Like that's the most pressure I honestly probably felt ever on a waterfowl hunt.
Get him, get him.
Nice, Sam! Yeah, Sam! Come on!
I was so nervous, yo. Woo! Golly, look at the tail on that. See, on our day 2, we've all shot our kings, shot Harlequin. Everybody's got their old squall, and I was the last one. Came in right to the decoys. It was perfect. Just a beautiful bird, great tail. Jeff put us on them.
Feeling great. Got some bonus ducks today, some old squaw, and some harlequin. Incredible morning, finished off our kings. Beautiful day, big water. Unlike anything I've ever done before.
That was cool, man. We were ripping it. Absolutely ripping it in. Got to hunt on the northern side of the island. Got to hunt from the rocks, which I'm really glad we did. Like, that experience alone, getting to hunt from the rocks was really cool.
There's that picture about the whale. Where was that? I think it's pretty close to Cold Bay.
We weren't going to go out and hunt eider because we already had them, and we were flying out that afternoon. So we went to this cool spot on the north side of the island where we were kind of in the rocks in this little bay and kind of hoping to get some past shots at harlequin. We had 2 Harleys that came by that we hit, and man, they were just blazing across the water, and we made a couple good shots. That was fun. Then you wait on the shore, wait for them to wash up. You got to rush down and get them before the next big wave comes. One of the things I love about hunting is that you get to experience different geographies and different cultures. I've been hunting since I was 7 years old and never hunted on the sea like that. So it was a unique and cool experience.
You go to the edge of the earth and you find parts of yourself, you find parts of the world, of life that you didn't know were there. And it's just you just don't get those experiences if you stay at home and say no to an adventure.
I was climbing a mountain, asleep in the moonlight. Ghost of my grandpa came to me in a dream. As the stars hung above us, he started singing this chorus, laughed loud as hell, and said this.
You know, I was talking about Drew's song Dragons, that when we started putting this trip together, I immediately knew that the song Dragons is why we were going on the trip. In the song, he says, I was climbing a mountain, asleep in the moonlight, and the ghost of my grandpa came to me in a dream. Because the stars hung above us, he started singing this chorus, laughed loud as hell, and said this to me. Take a few chances, a few worthy romances. Go swimming in the ocean on New Year's Day. Don't listen to the critics, stand up and bear witness. Go slay all the dragons that stand in your way. That for me was this hunt. Like, what was the dragon was like, man, we've got to get to St. Paul, Alaska, and then we've got to have good enough weather to get out on the water, and then we've got to shoot well, and then we've got to hope that the King Eiders show up, and it all worked out. So that's what I hope more people do, that they go help their friend, they go help their brother, they go help their son, like go on these adventures, go slay these dragons. So I can't wait to see what the next adventure that we go on is.
Take a few chances, a few worthy romances. Go swimming in the ocean on New Year's Day. Don't listen to the critics.